I've spoken quite a lot on here about my love of intarsia and specifically complex intarsia. And I always get the question, how do you do it? And I think people do ask that as a rhetorical question because it is highly stressful and it's not necessarily for everybody. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a video today about, I guess, sort of what I love about it and why I do it, but also some sort of mental tips for you to get you through an intarsia project because it is some of the most rewarding knitting, I would say, in my life. So if that sounds interesting to you, then stick with me and let's get into it. Firstly, I'm just going to introduce you to my current complex intarsia project, which is going to be an album cover. It is Live Through This by Whole. I've done this a little bit differently than I would normally do intarsia. So normally I use stitch fiddle and I agonize over converting a picture to a chart. I sometimes completely freehand the chart and it just takes me days and hours and whatever. This one, because it is an album cover, therefore it's a photo just converted onto a chart. When I did it on stitch fiddle, it like made the colors really weird. So I used Floss Cross, I think it's called, managed to maintain the colours a little bit better. So maybe that's a tip for you if you were struggling with the way that stitch fiddle alters the colours. And basically it's really going to be a test as to how well this works. It's looking quite cool so far, I think. Well, sometimes I look at it and I think this is the coolest thing ever, and sometimes I'm like, I hate it. But it's just sort of a test to be like, right, if I just literally knit up a photo as it is, how's that gonna look? So we shall find out. But Live Through This by Whole is one of my favourite albums of all time. Recently I've been in a bit of a funk, and this has been an album which previously has like brought me out of funks that I've been in, and I just thought the process of going through this complex knit project might make me feel a little bit more like myself. So this is the project, this is the context of what we're talking about today, but I'm going to just talk you through some guiding principles that I have for myself when I'm approaching a complex intarsia project. The first one, and this is a short tip and a plug for my own video, do it right. So I did a whole video about the right way to do intarsia projects, and I urge you to watch that, or even if you don't want to watch my specific video, look up how to do intarsia, okay? Look it up. Don't just think, oh, I'll just do it fair. I'll think, as I said, whole video on why that's the wrong approach to do it. Respect the craft, respect the method, learn how to do intarsia and do it properly. This isn't me being a knit snob and trying to be like, oh, you need to do it right. For your own sanity. If you're trying to do intarsia and you do it wrong, you will hate it. It will look like a mess. You will have an awful time. You will be going around telling everyone that you hate intarsia, and actually you just hate whatever monstrosity that you're trying to do, which is not intarsia by any stretch of the imagination. So please watch my video or watch another video and get your technique down, and then let's begin. Point 2, embrace the chaos. Now, this is intarsia, okay? This is the face of intarsia. If you don't like it, then you're not going to like intarsia, unfortunately. It is messy. In my last video, I spoke about all these rules and stuff that you should have for intarsia, and those are really good guiding principles, and I think, you know, I'm gonna go against my own video now. The good guiding principles, like, for example, you should start a new piece of yarn if there's more than 3 stitches between, or whatever rules I said in the other video. Generally, like, good rules. When you're dealing with something like this, where you've got so many colours and the colours repeat and they're random, and as I said, this is just me transforming it from a photo, so it's not going to be the cohesive way that if I was making the chart myself, I wouldn't randomly put different shades of red next to each other if one shade would do, but this one kind of has done that. So it's a mess, right? It's a mess. I'm breaking my own rules all the time, bits of yarn going all which ways, like, it is a bit of a mess, but that is intarsia, baby. You gotta roll with it, okay? Because if you don't, you're gonna end up with a half whip of something that you couldn't be bothered, and you'll be really frustrated, and, you know, just let go of the perfectionism, like, leave it at the door. It's always gonna look a bit messy or very messy. And that's fine. That's what you should be expecting when you go into it. And the thing as well with this one, like, trust the process, right? And I don't know if I'm going to be burnt by trusting this process, but it's all I can do in it, because, like, I'm trusting that at some point the image of this album cover is going to reveal itself to me. Right now, I'm getting hints of it, but I'm not fully convinced. We're not there. But you've got to commit to it. And you know what? If it doesn't work, then fine. I'll know that it didn't work. But that's the attitude you've got to have with complex intarsia. Just go for it. And if it doesn't work, you'll learn, but just go for it. My third tip is slow and steady. Now, mentally, very exhausting. This is not the same as a project that you can just knit it around, or you can just knit round and round and round and round and round. This will take it out of you. And therefore, that's why I think these sort of projects are not necessarily the sort of projects that you can attack and do in a really short period of time. I mean, some people can and they absolutely love it. But for me, I think, and if you're getting used to it, and if you're somebody who maybe you're just struggling with it, I would say just aim to do 2 lines a day. Like, that's what I've been doing with this project. I've just been doing 2 lines a day because I do find it a little bit overwhelming. Although I'm like, as much as I say I love complex intarsia, then I'm like, it's overwhelming me. I need a break from it. But like, yeah, I just do 2 lines a day and it's just growing up very slowly. And this is the exact method I used as well for my Long Dog Sampler tapestry, which is a mammoth project, but 2 lines a day, when I can be bothered to do 2 lines a day. I don't actually do 2 lines every single day with that one, but 2 lines a day, and it slowly grows. And then when you're finished, you end up with something absolutely insane and you enjoy the process for it. Now, sometimes in my life, I have been able to absolutely just smash through these complex intarsia projects and I've really enjoyed it. For example, and although this is not particularly complex, this project I did in a day and I really loved it. I had a really great day. Maybe it was 2 days, but really enjoyed that. So sometimes if you feel really motivated, then fine. But things like this, for me, I need to give myself a break to do it. The reason why I say this is a really important thing, even though it might sound really obvious, is because I think if I sat down with this and was like, great, I've got a day off, or, you know, I've got a couple of hours spare, I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna watch some TV, and I'm going to do my knitting, I would quickly get burnt out and I'd be like, oh, I don't even enjoy knitting, I don't like this project. It's just like, no, this is legitimately very stressful, so give yourself some space, just treat it as a slow project, and do it. And you'll be so impressed with yourself though. Like projects like this and hard projects, they take a long time, but the result is so worth it. And you'll still have pieces that you'll look back on and be like, oh my God, that was insane that I did that. Like, I'm so impressed with myself. And that like builds your self-esteem. Like, it's great. It's great to have pieces of work like that. And this will be one of those pieces, but just be patient with yourself. Give yourself, maybe have it as a side project. Like, it doesn't have to be your main project, but just be patient. Slow and steady wins the race. A little bit every day, and you'll enjoy it. Okay, the final one, and this goes really for all sorts of knitting, but I think it's especially important when you've got something as taxing as this, is something really good to watch on TV or a podcast. I love The Real Housewives, a little bit of reality TV. If anything that just kind of gets your heart rate going, that you get really concerned with what they're doing on the screen, is the best thing for knitting. Because even when, obviously something like this, you'll be looking at your knit most of the time. You won't actually be able to look at the TV that much. That's why you just need to have something really interesting going on in your ear. What I would recommend is actually take some time to really plan it out before you sit down and do it, because if you don't plan it out and you put something really bad on podcast or TV, you're not going to enjoy it, and then you're going to intellectualize it as it's the knit's fault, because you'll be getting stressed out. And it's not the knit's fault. You need to take responsibility for your own entertainment. So get that sorted. Get your plans, maybe a playlist. If you're a playlist gal, maybe even just the radio. If there's a good radio station that you like on, get yourself all set up in your zone, and then get your project out. So that's just some thoughts that I have about knitting complex intarsia. I know this was a bit of a random video. I guess I've just been, as I said, in a bit of a slump, in a bit of a funk, and also in the midst of this complex intarsia project. So I thought, why not just give some thoughts on it? So I hope this was interesting or valuable to you. If you have any thoughts on complex intarsia, if you're doing your own project, I'd love to hear about it as ever. I love to follow intarsia artists. If you are an intarsia artist or you know any, please let me know, because we're actually few and far between. And a lot of time, intarsia artists are machine knitters, who I love. I follow loads of machine knitters, but it is more relevant to me if it's a intarsia hand knitter, and I come across them less in the wild. So let me know if that's you, and if so, love ya. Even if not, love ya. We're all pals here, and I'll speak to you very soon.